Fingers going live early on this Saturday morning because Sync Music Success is going down in about 2 hours. We will be kicking off Sync Music Success. So, just a final reminder you can still get tickets to Sync Music Success if you are on Instagram. Comment the letters SMS on any other post, and I'll send you information to join the conference. If you are on LinkedIn or YouTube, I will post the information in the comments below this video. But I'm finalizing the things, getting ready to join this. It's going to be 5+ hours today and tomorrow, dropping some sync gems. I'm also sending some last minute invites, doing the last minute email blast to my newsletter subscribers so that people who might have missed it up till now can join. Barry Twice, thank you for tuning in. I know it's early. Well, where I am, it's sort of early. But Sync Music Success, the conference is happening today at noon Eastern Standard Time. Comment the letters on any other post, SMS, and I'll send you information to join that. So come check that out. It is going to be dope and a lot of fun. And yeah, so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I know, like I said, it's early in the morning. I'm trying to get these invites out to all these different people to check it out, and I got to get the newsletter blast out. So a lot of work to do today. I'm also going to miss out on a lot of work because I will be focused on the conference today, and I have a lot of briefs that I got yesterday, and just the timing was just insane. House of Grace Worship, thank you for tuning in. I got a lot of briefs yesterday for sync and trailer opportunities. The good news is a lot of it's due on Monday, but I have to focus on this sync conference this weekend. So if I get time, if I feel like doing it after the conference, we'll see. But yeah, the focus is the conference, and that is what I'm focusing on today and tomorrow. It's actually today and tomorrow. So the conference will be 2 days, starting at noon both days. And I'm going to see if the team can offer, I don't know if there's an option, like if you can't make it today, if they can offer like a discount to only come tomorrow. It is live on Zoom. But if you are interested, comment the letters SMS on Instagram or shoot me a message on LinkedIn or YouTube, and I'll see if I can get that information to you. But the best way to get tickets is to comment SMS on YouTube, and I'll send you information. I believe the discount code also works still. Yesterday it did. I don't know if it continues to work today, but when I checked it yesterday, it was still working. So definitely check that out. I'm just going through the Instagram. I just created like an Instagram event. I should have did that earlier. Uh, House of Grace Worship. I think both days I'll be speaking on a panel. One panel will be artist empowerment that I'll actually be moderating, and then another panel will be on ads and promos and sort of the marketing side for commercials and things like that on the Sync side. So I have a role on both days in the Sync Music Success Conference. So definitely come check it out today and tomorrow, starting at noon. But yeah, it's going to be dope. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. So come catch these gems. If you know, I've been talking about sync and learning about sync for the past couple of years, and of course, trailer music. You're welcome, House of Grace Worship. And just been enjoying the journey as I'm diving deeper into the sync space, and then that has been leading into the more into the networking and also more into the public speaking space, including in-person events and virtual events. So excited about Sync Music Success this weekend, and then of course next week flying to LA for a conference next week. I'll talk more about that one after this weekend. But again, like I said, want to focus on the Sync Music Success right now. That'll be going down starting in about less than 2 hours. I think I'm gonna join a little early to make sure that people that need to test anything out. I think we have like a test call in about an hour, so I want to make sure I'm on there for that. But definitely join, catch these sync gems. Sync has actually blown up, of course, over the pandemic. I started getting into sync. I started getting into trailer music and learning more about all these different avenues to monetize from or to monetize from the music that you're creating, but also without going in the full-on record label route. So there's a lot of opportunity for music creators to dive in on the sync space, and glad to have found that sort of sync side of things and trailer music and all that. It is a unique aspect to get into the sync side. It's not something that everyone it's not for the faint of heart. Is that still a phrase? You definitely want to make sure you understand as you're entering this sync space the ins and outs, what to do, what not to do. I'm starting to learn. There's people that you might want to uh, follow. There's libraries, there's certain things on the business end that you might not want to sign with this library because of whatever. So just making sure that you understand the business side of sync, because there's a lot to take in, and then there's also a lot to learn, and I'm continuing to learn this space, and I've been enjoying that journey. So right now I'm trying to invite at least maybe 100 people to this event. Of course, they all won't accept. So if I invite 100, but hopefully like 5 or 10 more is like last minute. We've had this event. I've been part of this event for I think since before the holidays, but really focusing on getting those last minute signups today. So, but yeah, it's gonna be dope. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I know I don't know. Let me know if you can hear me on LinkedIn. Sometimes I don't have my settings set. I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Maybe I could add Facebook at some point to the mix, but I am live on 3 places. I'm at 3 places at once, which is kind of cool, right? Um, what else is going on? That's going to be the big focus. Again, Agun Yace, thank you for tuning in. Again, Sync Music Success. That is the main focus today. Sync Music Success. There's going to be talks on. Let me bring up the site so I can remember. I know what I'm my part is because I will be on the. I'll be moderating the artist empowerment panel. I got to remember what day that is, and then I'll be uh, talking on the ads and promos panel also. Peace. Aganyes, how do you say your name? Because I feel like I'm messing that up like all over the place. Let me know what that means, what language that is. Sync Music Success. So it starts at noon. I think, yeah, you can still get tickets. I'm on the site now. So it starts at noon. Then the first panel will be TV, film, and trailers. The second panel will be hip hop. Okay, TV, film, and trailers will be Brent Daniels and Gildy Flores. Shout out to them. Incredible people in the TV, film, and trailer space. Then there'll be a hip hop panel featuring K Sparks, Daraj, and Excalibur Zero. Daraj and Excalibur Zero were on the legendary panel that I put on at NAM last year. So those are some great guys. In fact, Excalibur Zero will be on the NAM panel this year. So shout out to him for being part of Sync Music Success. Then we have Brian Z. Zazusk from Audio Mac, who will be discussing the business side of Sync. Then we have Eric Campbell, who'll be talking about Afro beats and on that panel. Then we have Artist Empowerment, the panel that I will be discussing. That's later today. That'll be Jay Nolan and Jill Strata. Jill Strata helps artists strategize their platform and their monetize their music. Jay Nolan is a credible artist from Atlanta, I believe, making some big moves down there. And then tomorrow, so that's going to be today from about 12 till about 5:30 p.m. And then tomorrow, starting again at noon, we have London Elixir, who will also be on a NAM panel next week. You can catch some gems from her today or tomorrow on Sync Music Success. And then we have Tamara Bubble, who has an incredible platform. She's like one of the sync queens in the space. She'll be on the Women in Sync panel tomorrow. Then we have John Shield tomorrow talking about the legal side of sync. Then we have a Black Voices panel by Lamarcus Miller and JS, aka The Best tomorrow. There's a Latin panel featuring Daniel Endart and Sarah Trena. Then tomorrow to end the day, I will be asking Kevin Shine about ads and promos tomorrow afternoon. So we have an incredible lineup. And then, of course, we'll have an outro tomorrow. But it all kicks off today at noon. You definitely want to be in the building. I'm trying to get the invites out before time gets too far away from me. But definitely, if you are interested to learn, if you're interested in sync licensing and any of that side of things, you definitely want to tap in and tune in. It's going to be a great time, a great virtual time. If you know any music creators that will be interested, definitely tag them so that they can tune in. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a great time. The ones I'm excited about the whole event, but specific ones that I'm going to really tune into are the definitely the legal side, the business side of things. Of course, the ads campaigns that I'm sort of managing, and then the trailers. Like I definitely I'm learning as much as I can about trailers. Like I said, I'm getting trailer Agony Ace. Thank you for tuning in. Campaign beats. Okay, I got it. Agony Ace. That's how you say it. Okay, now I know. The trailer stuff, because I'm like all about trailers. If you've been following the journey, definitely been learning the trailer space over the last however long it's been. 2 years, maybe no, about a year and a half. So definitely diving in on the trailer stuff. So yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. Again, I'm just trying to get through adding some people to this invite for this event, and hopefully my computer doesn't like blow up in my face or anything like that, so that they can tune in. And catch these sync gems. Again, I probably should have done this earlier, but didn't really think about it. I got to get better on the whole marketing of the music stuff. I know that there's some people who are signed up. I don't know if I have, I might have, I don't know if I have access to the who signed up, but definitely doing my part to get people into the sync space, and that's why I enjoy talking about sync licensing, movie trailers. I enjoy sharing what I'm learning as I'm going about this journey. In the sync space, because I'm still learning, as a lot of us are. And I don't know if you ever stop learning, because the landscape is constantly changing in the sync space. And then, of course, after, like I said, after this week, next week will be like insane. There's a lot happening next week that I'll talk about after tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night, depending on how I feel after. I'm going to do a recap. So what's going to happen is I'm going to, talk about sync music success today and tomorrow, and then after tomorrow, I'll share some things about next week at NAM, which is going to be insane. Um, so if you have any questions about the Sync Music Success, it's fully virtual. It will be on Zoom. I believe once you sign up, it will send you the link for today, and then it'll be a different link for tomorrow. So we'll send that link for tomorrow after today. So if you have any questions, and if you're on there today, I'll make sure I add the link before we end the event today. Just remind me. I know we're going to go through a lot. And it's going to go by fast. It's going to be a couple hours today, like I said, 12 to 5:30 ish. But it's going to go by fast. I do a lot of these. I've attended a lot of these virtual events. Some of them, 7 hours, 10 hours. You might want to be in and out, but definitely catch as much as you can while you can. Because there's a lot to learn in the sync space. There's a lot that you can learn from events like this that are like, you might want to stay away from this. You might want to do this, consider this. And I've learned a lot from a lot of great people in events just like this over the last couple of years. And there's a lot of events that happen throughout the week. I think one thing the pandemic has helped is it has helped to encourage and influence a lot of people to create content to educate people about the different businesses. But definitely for me, for sync and trailers, I've learned a lot from a lot of people in these different groups. For me, Clubhouse was big. When I say 2020, 2021, Clubhouse was like a huge platform for me about learning about the sync space. I linked up with a lot of great people, but I don't think Clubhouse is really the sync hub anymore, but it was for like 2020 through 2022, I would say. Definitely 21, 22, sort of the height of the Clubhouse. I was part of like every sync group there. And I was checking the other day because I was like, is Clubhouse still a thing? I probably just need to delete it from my phone. But I was checking the other day, and yeah, like some of the groups I was a part of, they don't even have, um, they haven't posted in since like the end of 2022. So pretty much the Clubhouse is kind of, I don't want to say dead now, but Clubhouse is like, yeah, off the, it's kind of dead now. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Let me see if I can scroll up. The trailers I got, man, I pitched to a couple trailers. What's insane is one of my goals in life, of course, is going to happen, has been to land a Disney trailer. Of course, more than one, but of course, you want to start with one. So I think, of course, I'm getting closer to that. I've worked with a lot of the libraries. I know the libraries that a lot of the Disney um, products or Disney marketing campaigns. I know who they work with, a lot of the trailer libraries. I know the music supervisor on the Disney side because we are alum from the same school, and he's incredible. So I've been telling him for years, like, yo, you're gonna get my music across your desk, and we're gonna land some campaigns. He's like, yo, he's ready. So what's crazy is I started working with the new library last year, and they just mentioned like yesterday or 2 days ago that they were also talking to this music supervisor, and I had a chat with the library owner. I was like, yeah, he's dope. Like, if you're getting in with Disney, let me know and I'm gonna go all in. So I actually upload. I have like a bunch of trailer music stuff that in the vault, like not in the vault, just like not used anywhere. Or I might have pitched to some opportunities that didn't land. So I have a lot of stuff. So I was like, yo, you get this Disney thing. I'm gonna submit some stuff. So he's working on that Disney thing, and I submitted a bunch of stuff. So I really want to go in with this library because the libraries that currently exist that have, they've been around for 10, 20 years, they have their go-to composers. You can break in, but it can be hard to break in when they have these, opportunities to work on Disney or whatever campaigns, because they're going to go to their go-to composers for those opportunities. And even if I pitch music and they can only send 5 through and they get 10 submissions, am I going to be in those 5? And I like to think I would, but you never know. So with this library starting out, and I know that they already have connections. What's great about this library is as soon as when I joined them last year, 3 weeks after I joined them, we had a placement. So that actually says a lot, to me. Like, hey, that's the fastest placement I've gotten after joining a library so quickly. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely want to dive more into this field with this library and go all in. So that's why I'm willing to put more effort into this one library, because I know what results they can bring to me, if that makes sense. So you also want to, it's been a journey. It's been an interesting journey for me. There are, courses you can take. There are people you can learn from who's going to be like, buy my library list. I've never bought and purchased a library list of sync libraries or trailer libraries, because you can literally find them online for free. You just have to know how to do the research to find those libraries, how to make sure the library that you're working with is, respectable, is the right one. All the above. How do you ensure that the library is like legit? So some of that, especially if it's a new library, the thing that I've noticed is that I would say I've started working with a lot of new libraries over the years, and last year I would say 4 or 5 of them. they shut down. So they were new. They were probably under 2 years old. Some of them just a year, maybe less. And after a year, a couple months in, they're like, "No, this isn't working for us." And it's not an overnight thing. I don't know if people think it is an overnight thing. You can't just jump in and all of a sudden you're getting $1 billion. Sometimes it is. Sometimes people have those relationships. With like I said, one of the new libraries I do work with, they got 2,000 placements last year. So that one I want to go all in with. But you want to find those libraries, and of course, some people. There are some libraries that pay up front for you to make music, but you can't always share those libraries because a lot of those companies that are working at a certain level have those NDAs and have those policies in place where you can't talk about how they go about business. And they also offer certain deals to certain composers that they might not offer to everyone on the roster. Zombie, thank you for tuning in. I'm talking about sync licensing. Of course, the conference is kicking off today. If you go to any other post here on Instagram, comment the letters SMS, and I will send you information about Sync Music Success kicking off today. I'm working on some invites for, I just created like a Facebook event for it, and I should have did that like a long time ago. But, better late than never, right? So we'll see if we can get some last minute signups there. I don't know how many people are signed up. I haven't looked at the sort of analytics, but Zombie, this will be a conference starting today, fully virtual on Zoom at noon Eastern Standard Time. So in less than 2 hours, and it will be today and tomorrow. So definitely tune in to Sync Music Success. And then of course, next week, I'm working on a bunch of stuff for NAM. So you definitely want to tune in to that. It's going to be some dope stuff. If you have any questions about sync or trailers or music business or music marketing, if I can get around to it, no promises, I might, in like capital letters, I might drop a sample pack on my site before I head out to NAM. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. If anyone is interested, stay tuned. But you can go to defingers.com and check out the sample packs I have out there. I have a royalty-free Sting ending pack, which is great for sync licensing. You buy the pack, and I will never ask you for any money or anything other than you purchasing the pack. I also have some piano loops. I have Luxurious Keys, which is sort of like Maybach music type piano loops up there. That's royalty free. I also have clap loops called Clap Friday Volume 1, royalty free. That's up there. So I have a lot of stuff on the site, thefingers.com. And then you can also get services. I just finished working on a second song for a client who wants a song trailerized. I offer trailerization services. So I have a client who actually purchased a song yesterday or earlier this week, and I trailerized one of their songs. And what's crazy is when I finished the trailerization, within a couple of days, I had a brief where we could pitch it to for a video game campaign, and yeah, that was dope. And then he was like, "Can we do another one?" And it was at a discounted rate, so the rate that I'm offering that service, the trailerization service, will go up probably today. I'm going to change it just because my time now is getting limited with all the traveling I'm about to do, and the conferences and things. But you can lock in on the rate if you want to. I would say today might be the last day, and then after that, it's going to go up. And it's going to take a little longer now for me to finish up on those trailerizations. I do say 2 weeks, but it might be a little longer now because I'll be heading out to LA next week for now. Timmy, thank you for tuning in. If you are on, where do you on YouTube? Thank you for tuning in, Timmy, on YouTube. If you have any sync questions, drop them in the comments. Like I said, I'm trying to finalize inviting people to this conference going down today. Zombie, how much for which one? The sample packs or the conference, or let me know. You're asking how much for something, and I will see if I can get that answer for you or clarify if I have that handy. If you're talking about how much for the sample packs, they're usually like $50 or less. Some are like maybe 25, 35. I also have a webinar course up there. So if you go to thefingers.com, you can go to samples, or you can go to the services on the site. If you go to defingers.com, go to services, and you see trailerization. That is $500 for the discount. It's 50% off, so it will jump up to $1,000. And it's because it is a premium service, and eventually it'll probably be more than that once more placements start coming in. And it is basically you pay for the service, and then you send me 3 to 5 songs, or you have an artist send me 3 to 5 songs, and I'll choose the one from those songs that I believe would be best in the trailerized or movie trailer space, and then I trailerize it, and then as opportunities come, once we have the final version, I will send that to opportunities. And like I said, the one that I did, the first one I did for this client, the song was already great, and then I trailerized it, and I had an opportunity for a video game come in this week, like a couple days after we were done. I was like, "Yo, I want to submit this," and he was like, "Yeah, let's go for it." So, dope stuff. Any other questions? Drop them in the comments. Let me get shouldn't use up my whole voice because of the conference. And then, of course, NAM next week. I'll talk about NAM either tomorrow night or probably Monday. And then we'll be heading out to LA early next week for NAM. I'm hosting I'm organizing about 6, 7 panels for them, hosting 3 of them, so that's gonna be fun, but I will talk about that more, next week. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. I'm trying to invite a lot of my music friends. I need to create a group on Facebook. That's one thing I need to do. I need to create like a music group of my friends on Facebook so I can just be like, music, click all these people that I think are in the music space. And if they're not, they don't have to, they can just ignore it. Um, but yeah, if anyone has any other questions about music sync licensing, let your friends know, even if you can't make it to the Sync Music Success Conference today. If you have friends in the sync space, let them know to come check it out because it's going to be fun times will be had. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of gems dropped. Have your notebooks ready. Particularly, I'm definitely ready for that trailer. I'm glad we're starting off like the trailer, the film side, because that's going to be that's where like for me, I've been learning a lot about trailer music and TV film stuff. Actually, oh, you know what's crazy? I just found out yesterday. I scored a film. That was released on Amazon Prime, Google Play, and Tubi. The film is called Hemisphere, and I just found out yesterday that currently it could change overnight, but currently we have a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes for that film. So thanks to the director for that opportunity. The film is called Hemisphere. It's a low budget space thriller, and what the director was able to do with like literally like no budget is like incredible. So glad he asked me to be a part, and hopefully we have more work on the way with more budget. We're excited. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions about Sync Music Success, which is going down today, feel free to drop it in the comments. Go to any post, comment the letters SMS, and I will send you information about Sync Music Success. If you are on LinkedIn and YouTube, I'll include in the description how you can join. But basically, it's on Eventbrite. Go to Eventbrite. You can just search Sync Music Success, and then if you purchase a general admission ticket, I believe is what it's called. Put in the code Success Now. You can get a discount. If that code still works, you can get a discount. Let me check. I'll check the site now. I'm going to do it for you. So you go to the website, Eventbrite, Sync Music Success, and then you go to enter the code Success Now. If I hit apply, it still works. And then you want to go down to general admission, and then you want to hit +1 or however many tickets you want to get. It says the sales end in 3 hours. So I don't know if you can purchase once the thing starts. Or after Sync Spotlight. Thank you for tuning in. Um, I'm looking forward to hopefully making it down to Sync Spotlight, which will be March 30th, if I'm thinking correctly. What's crazy is I was telling someone who's involved with Sync Spotlight a couple days ago that in Atlanta, I have some great connections. If you've been following my Usher story over the last 3 years, a lot of his team I'm connected with. So yeah, if I can make it down there and Usher's still not shutting down, he'll probably be on tour by then. But if he's still not shutting down Vegas, we'd love to see if I can. When I go to Atlanta, I'd love to try to link up with his team. Haven't met Usher yet, but met a lot of people on his team. Actually, if you want to hear the full Usher story, I have a webinar that I think is up on my site now about networking as I'm, doing these events, Sync Music Success starting today, as I'm doing NAM, all these different events in my networking webinar that you can buy the replay on my site, fingaz.com. I go into the story of how I met Usher's team and actually almost had Usher's engineer involved with one of the NAM panels I'm putting together. I had one of his front of house engineer. He's incredible, Kyle. Had him involved. It was like he's like, yeah, hey, I can be there if I can be there, but I can't be there if we're practicing for the Super Bowl. And he was like, if we're in Vegas, I can't be there, but if we're in LA, I'll be there. And obviously, he can't be there. But yeah, he's incredible. But yeah, I've been linking up with Usher's team over the last couple of years. Met a lot of people, and I go into a little bit of how that came about. And it's just really just been posting content like this, posting music. If catch my trailerization of Usher's Confessions Part 2. Hopefully I can do another one, a trailerization of one of his songs before we leave for NAM. That means I'd have to knock it out like today or tomorrow, in between the Sync Music Success Conference. So we'll see if I can knock that out, because I really want to get that out before we leave. If you have any questions, again, Sync Music Success, the conference starts off today at 12 noon. That is a little over an hour and a half from now at the time of this video where I'm going live. I will drop in the LinkedIn and YouTube comments, ways where you can purchase ticket. And then if you are on Instagram, go to any other post, comment the letters SMS, and I'll send you information. Go to the site, go to get tickets, put in the code Success Now. When you get a discount on the tickets. It is a 2-day conference, starts at 12 today. Go to about 12 to 5:30, maybe 6 both days. So let's say 5 to 6 hours each day. So over 10 hours of content, of panels, of learning about the sync space. And I'm doing that anyway, just by going to like YouTube and going to these conferences. And then I'm also helping to teach about the sync space. So I really enjoy sharing knowledge. I was a substitute teacher before. I do work full time. So I put that out there just because there are people that are doing music full time. I'm not there yet. I'm slowly working towards that. and then taking projects here and there. But I do work full time just to set expectations. I work full time, of course, pay bills, take care of family, and then I do sync. By the night, I do sync. So I guess I work two jobs. But basically, go to work, 9 to 5, and then by the time I get home, let's say it's like 6:30, spend time with family, walk the dog at usually 7 or 8, and then usually from 9 till like 1 or 2 in the morning. Making music, working on briefs. The last couple of days, been doing a lot of admin stuff. I have some collaborators I started working with, started getting them signed to libraries this year. Last year, I worked with 50 new collaborators, and I've got about half of them signed to a new library. This year so far, I think I've gotten 5 signed to new libraries. So it definitely can happen. So it's just slowly getting there. But if you know anyone that is interested in the sync space, have them hit me up. Have them join Sync Music Success today. Definitely want to make sure we have the right people in there who want to learn about sync, and it's going to be a fun time all across the board. If you are watching this on Instagram, this video will not stay on Instagram, so the video will live on like LinkedIn and YouTube. I just go live on Instagram so that people that tap in there can tap in there. But Instagram doesn't like long form content, at least on my platform or on my page. So I make sure that I don't leave it up on Instagram because it messes up the algorithm. You got to do studies with all this social media stuff, and I'm not the biggest, social media, whatever you want to call it. But I study just recently I started studying my analytics. Literally yesterday, I made a package for NAM, because I have a special access to NAM, which I can't really talk about, but access that I think it's their first time doing this sort of level of access. So blessed and honored to be a part of that next week. It's going to be interesting to see how this level of access at NAM next week will impact my career, my journey. So definitely looking forward to it. And these things are investments. Of course, you buy tickets to these events, virtual, in person. If you're in person, you're doing way more than just buying a ticket. You're buying multiple tickets. You're buying a plane ticket. You're buying food when you're out there. You're doing all these things. You're setting up meetings. So yeah, there's a lot happening that. In these when we're doing these conferences and things. So you got to make sure that one, the business side is set up, in which that we'll talk about that at the Sync Music Success this week, and also I'll have a business panel at NAM next week. But you want to make sure everything on the business side is set up, because when you're traveling to these things, or when you're buying the software, when you're buying the computer, when you're buying apps, when you're buying hardware, you want to make sure that you are keeping record of that. That way you can use it as a tax write-off. And again, not a lawyer. There will be a lawyer at Sync Music Success today. So if you want to get the official, DJ VIP 510 says, bro, talking quick. I talk at 2x speed. I listen to everything at 2x speed, and I talk at 2x speed. Except music. I don't listen to music at 2x speed. But interviews, podcasts, I listen at 2x. So I talk at like 5x speed. I'm streaming to DJ VIP 510. I'm streaming to Instagram. I'm streaming to YouTube, and I'm streaming to LinkedIn all at the same time. I could have added Facebook. I probably should have added Facebook, but I'm trying to add some friends to this Facebook event invite for Sync Music Success going down today. But you want to invest in all of these events and meetups, because that's how you learn. If you want to invest in a course or something like that, you can do that also. There's a lot of people teaching about sync, but you want to make sure that when you are learning about sync, you are learning from people who are also doing it, and not just people who did it like 10 years ago and now they're teaching about it. I took a trailer course a couple years ago from a creator who is who's great. He's a great trailer music composer, but he hasn't had placements in like 3 or 4 years. So it's like cool to learn from them, but I also want to learn from people who are still getting active placements. So when you're learning from people in the sync space or the trailer space or whatever space, you want to learn from people who are active in that space currently. It's great to learn from an investor who made like $1 billion, 10 years ago, but you want to learn from someone still doing it now. You want to learn from Warren Buffett, who's making $1 billion every whatever other day. Super producer Fire Tracks, thank you for tuning in, talking about a bunch of stuff, but Sync Music Success is the main thing. I'll probably stay live on here for another like 10-15 minutes. I'm trying to get some more invites out on Facebook to the Facebook group to the conference. The Sync Music Success Conference is going down today. They probably should have had a different name, because trying to say Sync Music Success at 2x speed is impossible. I'm not a tongue twister. I get twisted up a bunch. Pause. But if you have any questions about sync or trailers or music business or networking, let me know. Again, I'm going to try to also have a sample pack out, a new sample pack out on my site, fingaz.com, before I leave for NAM next week. So a lot on the way. I have a networking webinar out also on my website, so you can check that out, showing how I go about networking on at events like Sync Music Success and NAM, and how I link up with people on LinkedIn or Instagram, what messages I send. You can also find scripts that I use. You can buy the scripts that I use for networking on my site also. So go to fingers.com. You can check out services, you can check out samples, and you can find all that there. The current service that I offer that has been getting a lot of traction is trailerizing songs. I have a couple clients that have been taking advantage. One client bought like 2 trailerization packages in like the same week. He was like, "Yo, this is like the first one I did." And he was like, "This is dope." We were able to pitch it to an opportunity. As soon as I was done with it, like a couple days later, had an opportunity to pitch it to a video game trailer. And then he was like, "Can we do another one at the same rate?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." But that rate will be going up after this weekend or probably after today. Sound guy Sam, thank you for tuning in. So if you know anyone that wants to have a track trailerized, and again, depending on the time that I have now, because I will be heading out of travel, I might have to remove that service for a while until I get back from LA. Because I won't be making a lot of music over the next few weeks because of travel, and so I'm gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities. I used to be upset, especially when I first started getting into the sync space. I would see like opportunities, 300,000, 400,000 for this opportunity, and I'd be upset if I missed it because I work full time, so I had to be at work or whatever the case is. And in the library, one of the libraries that I work with, they were like, I submitted something that wasn't really on brief, and they're like, "Yo, you don't have to submit to everything. If you don't have it, either make something in that style for next time, or wait till something comes along that you already have, but there'll be more." And once they told me that, because I was like, okay, this was like a couple weeks I was with them, and I'm like, "Yo, they got this opportunity, like 300,000, like that could be life changing for some people, could be life changing for me." And I'm like, "Yo, that's dope." And then I submitted it. They're like, "Yeah, you don't have to submit everything to every opportunity. There'll be more." And then next thing I know, a couple weeks later, they had like $500,000. So there's every with this particular library, which I have an NDA, so I can't say who it is, but it's like every at least 1 to 2 weeks they have like smaller opportunities, 50,000, 20,000, but then they have those 6 figure. I'm like, yo, but also there's a bunch of people going after those, but all it takes is one. So you just never know. Thank you for tuning in, Master Geppetto on Instagram. Let me hit the wave button there. If anyone has Xavier, thank you for tuning in. It says literally 2x. Yeah, literally 2x speed. That's what I talk at. If you have any questions about sync, music business, networking, trailers, feel free to ask away. And of course, more gems will be dropped at Sync Music Success today. So definitely tap in. I have a bunch of friends on Facebook, and I don't really know who they are, so I'm just like tagging to everyone. I don't want to send it. I try to figure out like who are the actual music people and these friends that I have, because I can invite. Looks like I can invite like up to 500 people. Am I going to invite all 500? I don't know, because if I do, and then let's say 10 of them accept, that's me as a win. But yeah, if you will be at NAMM, let me know. And if you won't, you definitely want to be at Sync Music Success today. To go to both, there's a lot to be learned from both. When you like, if you do this, take this next week, and you go to Sync, you go to the event today, and you go to NAMM next week. Just the amount of gems that you're about to have to set yourself up for the year, it's going to be insane. Xavier says, "Are you a sync agent?" I'm not. I have had chats with To the LX. Thank you for tuning in. We got to talk about. We got to catch up on the that app. What was it? It's not Excel. Is it Hyphy? I want to know how things are going over there. Xavier, I'm not a sync agent. I had a offer from a fellow person in the sync space who's like, "Yo, do you want to start a library this year?" And I was hesitant, but I might go back to him and be like, "No, let's talk about it," because I work full time and I know the amount of effort. I have a friend that's starting a library, actually Excalibur Zero, who will be at Sync Music Success today. He's starting a library called Super Selective, and I know how much goes into it, and whether or not I have the time to focus towards that while also trying to pitch to sync and trailers, and also working full time and also having a family. So something will have to go to focus on building a library or becoming a sync agent for me. I would love for the full time job to go away, but let me be careful about how I say that, because I don't want like to be let go next week. But if I can make the same amount of money that I'm making from the job through music, which is the goal, or make more, of course, then that is the goal. But I'm not a sync agent right now. Seamus, thank you for tuning in. Again, Sync Music Success Conference is going down today, fully virtual on Zoom. Comment the letters SMS on any other post here on Instagram, or if you are on YouTube and LinkedIn, look at the description. I'll have information about how you can join. Basically, go to Eventbrite, look up Sync Music Success, click on Get Tickets. You want to get the general admission ticket, put in the code Success Now, all one word, and you'll get a discount on the ticket. And the conference will kick off at noon today. So I'm gonna get off this probably in a couple of minutes once I get these invites out. But I'm gonna get off this so that I can get ready to prepare for that. It will be about 5 to 6 hours today and tomorrow. A lot of gems. November James, incredible composer there. November, are you going to be at NAM next week? It's definitely going to be dope. Xavier, let me drop the. Let me know if you can see the link if I drop it. I don't know if I can drop it on. What is it called? If I can drop it on the comment sections. Oh, I can't post. Whoa, that's a long link. If that works, let me know, Xavier, and then go to that page, click on get tickets. You want to go down to a general admission, put in the code success now, and then actually you'll get a 25% discount. That is a lot. 25% discount off of the admission. It starts at noon today. But I don't know if that's going to work because I tried to put the code in on LinkedIn and YouTube, but I'm using Restream.io, so I'm trying to learn all this technology. The thing about being what's crazy, I'm on a certain level. I don't have like 1 million followers, but NAM offered me a special package that they're offering next week for NAM. Basically, they're doing a different track for who they consider like content creators and influencers, and somehow I got into that side of things. I'm like, oh, this is dope. So I never considered myself as I'm definitely a content creator, but influencer, I don't know. Because when I think influencer, I think 100,000 people, 1 million people follow them, maybe even 50,000, 20,000. I'm like, I don't even have 10,000 yet. If I add it all up across the board on all social media, I'm at like 25,000. So maybe that is something. But I got who I got. The dedicated followers like November James and Planeta and Seamus and Xavier. Thanks for tuning in over there on YouTube. Planeta will be in the building, correct? Starting at noon. That's what, an hour and a half from now, less than an hour and a half. Planeta, definitely catch these gyms. Thank you for getting a ticket. I think you said you got a ticket. You can still get the ticket. You can still use a code success now. I thought that was going to go away, but it didn't. So yeah, just doing some last minute talks about it. Planeta, drop in the comments if you're still here. What you are most interested in learning about. Personally, of course, trailers for me, the legal side, the business side. I'm always learning about the business side because things are changing all the time. But yeah, she said, I'm so excited for the conference. Yeah, it's going to be dope. It's fully virtual. Also, it's going to be on Zoom. Yeah, it's insane. Thanks to the team for reaching out and letting me be a part of it. I probably done way more marketing than I probably should have. But when I'm part of something, I want to make sure, at least if I sign up to be a part of something, that it has a chance of helping someone, a chance of being whatever their definition of successful is. So when I'm doing these conferences, when I'm linking up with, the Sync Music Success team, and I'm linking up with NAM or South by Southwest or AES, I want to make sure that what I'm bringing to the table is worth it to them. And it's like, hey, if you do this at the events that I'm going to, the events that I'm hosting, we're getting, with NAM last year, we got 800 people to sign up for the one panel that I had last year. Now this year, they're like, we're giving you like 3 panels. And then you're going to help us with like 7 panels. I was like, okay. So the 3 panels so far, we're at like, I think around 200, 250 who sign up for those panels. And of course, as the date gets closer, it's going to probably balloon. But what's great about that is they're offering bigger rooms, more spaces, things like that this year for me and my platform. So shout out to NAM. I'll talk more about NAM after Sync Music Success this weekend. But the great thing about being in the Sync space is there are events like this happening virtually, in person. So there is opportunities for us as music creators to join them. And I've been going to a lot of these events over the last few years, learning from these people, the people in the space. When you start going to these events, you start seeing the same people over and over. You're like, okay, that's a good person to learn from. Or you start to develop your own judgment. Like, I don't like, you might look at me like, I don't like his beard. I don't want to learn from him. Okay, cool. There's other people that be like, oh, that's a cool guy. He has a beard gang, Logic Pro gang, whatever community you find yourself in. There's a lot of communities just within the Sync space itself. There's a lot to join. Like I said, I was a part of a lot that were on, what was that platform called? On Clubhouse before Clubhouse didn't shut down, but people sort of like went away from Clubhouse. K Sparks, talking about Sync Music Success. K Sparks will be on the panel today. K Sparks, shout out to K Sparks for the opportunity. He's the one that put all this together. So if you want to learn about the Sync space, you want to tap into K Sparks, Beard Gang to the LX, yes, Beard Gang. You want to tap in with K Sparks and Rhythm Couture. You want to go to YouTube and check out his Sync Music Monday channels. That's where I found him doing this research in the Sync space, going to YouTube and typing in, Sync and seeing what comes up. Usually I like to default to things that over the last like 1 to 2 years, because anything older might be kind of dated. Sometimes I might go further back. Like there's some sides of the industry that are pretty much constant. Like trailer side pretty much is for the most part constant. Over the last 3-4 years, not much has changed. There are some trends that change over time, but you want to go to Rhythm Couture, you want to look up Sync Music Mondays on YouTube, and you want to check out all those interviews. I've literally watched all the interviews, like I binge watched. I have a long commute into work. I do work full time, so nothing, no secret there. But there's a lot of great people like K Sparks who are able to focus more time on music, and that is the eventual goal for a lot of us music creators. We want to be able to do what we want to do, making music, and focus on that 24/7. And you can learn from conferences like Sync Music Success how you can set the platform for your career, for your music business, for whatever goals you have. Maybe your goal is to just make music on the side and have a couple placements on TV shows and movies. And that's a perfect goal to have while still doing your passion of working full time, whether you're like a chef or whatever. I work in ABIT. I like doing that, but the passion is music for me. So I'm slowly working towards the goal of making music full time. That's why all you see me post about is music on the platforms. You don't see me post about work. And I work at a great place. I work at National Geographic, but I don't work in the music side. So what's great about working there is I'm able to freelance as a musician for some projects. I'm not on the Disney side, unfortunately, but I'm able to freelance on like making music for the museums and things like that. So there are sides of music that you would never think about. I never thought about having music at a theme park until I had the opportunity to create music at a theme park. I never thought about having music in a museum exhibit until I had the opportunity to create music for museum exhibits, including Nat Geo, Smithsonian. These are things that nobody talks about because nobody thinks about it. But when you start getting into these spaces, your mind opens up to all these opportunities. And even when I was getting into sync licensing, because a lot of my credits aren't technically the sync credits because they're not TV shows and movies. So I was able to score a movie last year that was released on a streaming platform. And just like I said, I found out yesterday that the movie is 100% Rotten Tomatoes rating. But the movie's called Hemisphere on Tubi, Google Play, and Amazon Prime. And that film, having that credit on that film, allowed me to become a part of the Array crew, which is Ava DuVernay's. Array is Ava DuVernay's company, and they have this platform called Array Crew, which focuses on connecting minorities in the film and television space. So there's a lot of these communities and networks that once you start getting enough credits, once you start meeting certain people, the doors of these opportunities open up for you to join these communities and to link up with these people. I'm linking up with trailer editors because sometimes a trailer library might not send your music out to the actual trailer opportunity. But if you link up with a trailer editor who's actually putting the music onto the trailer, you get your music to that person. There's so many gems. You have to come to Sync Music Success. I'm gonna stop dropping these gems because some of these gems, I drop a lot for free. A lot of us, people like K Sparks, a lot of people that you'll see at these events, we drop a lot of knowledge for free. But then you also want to get more in depth. It's like, okay, what did you mean when you said that? That's when you gotta put a little bit of investment. We invest as music creators. We invest, $5,000+ into a laptop. We pay $1,000, not roughly a year for like plugins, or we wait for those Black Friday deals so we can get a couple, a 50% off discount, whatever the case is. But we're doing a lot in the music space, investing in all these platforms. You're buying software, you're buying Ableton, or you buy the computer for Logic, you're buying Pro Tools. So why not do that on the business side? Also, why not invest in these learning opportunities? Why not invest in getting tickets to events like Sync Music Success? Trent C Music, thank you for tuning in. If you missed it, Sync Music Success is going down in about an hour 15 minutes, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time today. A lot of gems will be dropped. Get your tickets. It's still time to purchase tickets. You can go to Sync Music Success, Sync Music Success, tongue twister, on Eventbrite. Put in the code Success now. You can get a discount. The Sync Music Success team probably is going to hate me for sharing that code, but you still can get a discount. It's still active. So go to the website on Eventbrite. If you are on Instagram, go to any other post, comment the letters SMS. I'll send you information to get tickets. You want to go to that website on Eventbrite, Sync Music Success, and you want to go to get tickets, go down to general admission, hit plus one or two, however many tickets you want, put in the code Success now, and you get 20, let me check it again, 25% off. So that code is still active. So definitely check it out. It's my vibes. Thank you for tuning in. And then also you can go to the site. You can see who the panels, what's going to be talked about. It is 2 days. Today starting at noon from about 12 to 5:30, and then tomorrow about the same time, Eastern Standard Time. A bunch of panels. I went over it earlier, but it'll be introduction. Then we'll dive into TV, film, and trailers with Brent Daniels and Gildy. Incredible people. Gildy actually works on Timbaland's team. Brent Daniels has landed some incredible trailers and campaigns. So they'll be talking about TV, film, and trailers. K Sparks, who was on here earlier, I don't know if he's still here. He'll be jumping in on hip hop with Daraj, Excalibur Zero. Daraj landed the Black Panther, the second Black Panther trailer. He's landed a bunch of promo campaigns. Excalibur Zero is actually starting a library called Super Selective. He'll be on that hip hop panel also. Then we have Brian Z. Zeus from Audio Mac, a great platform for distributing your music, especially if you're an independent artist. He's going to be talking about the business side. Then we have Eric Campbell, who'll be talking about Afrobeats and some other areas of the sync space. He also runs a community called Control Camp, and he runs a library called Sus3 Music. So you'll learn about that. We have the artist empowerment. I'll be moderating that panel today. featuring Jay Nolan, an incredible artist from Atlanta, a hip hop artist. Like the lines, the bars he comes up with is insane. He also has a great YouTube channel where he's talking about sort of the current urban hip hop news on his YouTube channel. That's been blowing up recently for him. So shout out to Jay Nolan. Then we have Jill Strada, who helps artists strategize their business. I think it's also called Strategy is her company. I might have that wrong. Forgive me, Jill. But Jill Strada will be on the artist empowerment panel. I'll be moderating that. And then that'll finish out the day today. Tomorrow, we will kick off at noon again, starting with Women in Sync featuring London Elixir, incredible DJ also, but she's also a sync queen from Atlanta. We have Tamara Bubble, another sync queen who runs an incredible business in the sync space. She has like a if you join her community, she has like a blast that she sends out to like hundreds of music supervisors. So you definitely want to tap into Tamara Bubble. She also has a great YouTube channel where you can learn from her. We have John Shield in the legal space. Actually, what's crazy about John Shield is I didn't know who he was before this conference, and I was talking to a fellow alum from Full Sail University, and he mentioned John's name. He's like, "Yeah, I got to talk to my lawyer about this idea I have. I want to get it protected, and I got to talk to John about it." He said John Shield. I was like, "Yo, that name sounds familiar." He's speaking at this conference, I think. So when you start hearing these names, whether good or bad, you start hearing these names over and over, then you can start to develop, this is a great person to work with, this is a great person to talk to, a great person to learn from, or this is a person I should stay away from because 10, 20 people telling me like don't work with that person, they don't do good business, they don't follow up, whatever the case is. But John Shields seems like a good one, so I definitely am looking forward to the legal aspects, learning from him tomorrow. And then we also have Black Voices tomorrow from Lamarcus Miller, incredible music supervisor. We have JS, aka the best, incredible producer, composer, artist in the sync space. Then we have a Latin panel tomorrow from featuring Daniel Endart and Sarah Traina. That'll be going down. And to close out the whole conference for the weekend, I will have a chat with Kevin Shine tomorrow afternoon. About ads, promos, campaigns, marketing, things like that, sort of like the shorter form content. And then we'll have an outro. That is the full agenda at 2x speed as I was going through it. See Wavy, get your tickets. Anthony Morano, get your tickets. I'm trying to finish this this Facebook invite so I can get people involved. Doing a lot of last minute pushes. Like, if you're interested, definitely want to join. There's still time to get tickets. Use the discounts. If you have any questions, I'm probably going to get off in a few minutes because we got to prepare for this conference. That's going to kick off at noon today. But if you have any questions, drop them now. Speak now, forever hold your peace. I'll probably go live. I don't know if I'm gonna go live this afternoon because after the conference, we're all probably going to be, just reflecting on, the great things, checking our notes, the gems that we learned. But I might go live again around this time tomorrow to share day two. What's going to be happening for day two, focus more on that. So this is going to be day one kicking off. Fully virtual sync conference. To me, this is one of probably the most accessible, fully virtual sync conference with this amount of people. And honestly, I've done virtual conferences in the past, and it was always something after like an upsell. This isn't a lead in. Like, you pay for the ticket to conference, you're going to get the gyms at this conference. It isn't going to be at the end of the conference. Join this, $1 million a month community where you can learn about sync. There's a lot of great communities out there, but that's not what this conference is. So just to set the expectations, you're paying for this conference. You're not paying for, to get involved and get pitched to another, sort of upsell, which, that's great for that people that do that. But we're just trying to share the knowledge the best we can so that you have the framework to set up your sync year the best way possible, if that makes sense. So I just want to set expectations there because, I join these conferences and then you always know when that, especially during the pandemic, when that moment hits where you're probably like 30 minutes to hour out from the end of the actual meetup. And they're like, all right, so now did you like this thing? Comment yes if you liked it. Now I have a special offer for you. You already know where it's about to go. It's like a special offer you're only going to get in this conference because you came here. You can now join our community for $1 million a month. And we're going to show you everything you need to know to join the sync space. That's not what this is. So if you were expecting that, then you're not going to get that. You're going to get content from start to finish, actionable items, sort of like what we share for free, but you're also going to get that curated experience. You're going to get that opportunity to learn from these people in the sync space. So I'm going crazy because I'm trying to finalize this invite for this, what am I looking at? This Facebook group. Trying to finalize the invite to invite people. And I'm trying to figure out what's crazy. I have a bunch of friends on Facebook, but I don't like, who are the musicians? That's what I gotta dive in. I just accept, Facebook's been around forever. So I'm like, who's who? So hopefully, people, if they don't want to be friends, that's fine. I'm focusing more on the music community, my newsletter. I have a newsletter focusing more on serving those people this year, as I have been over the last few years since the pandemic hit. So it's been great being able, what the pandemic has allowed me to do is to focus on the area of music that I want to focus on, which is sync licensing and trailer music. I was able to leave the church. I used to play in church, where my focus was mainly on music side. My focus was on church for over 20, almost 30 years. And the pandemic allowed the opportunity to like, hey, this is a time where you need to shift focus, not focus so much on the church. Your music is meant for places beyond the four walls of a church. Your music is meant for communities beyond the four walls. Your music is meant for the millions of people who are going to go to Disneyland and they're going to see this attraction. They're going to hear your music. Your music is meant for people who are going to turn on Stars and hear your music on BMF. Your music is meant for, I have catfish placements this current season, like on every episode. So your music is meant for people watching this random scene on Catfish, and they want you to, your music is going to enhance this scene as this person trying to figure out if this person that they've been talking to for 20 years on Zoom is real or not. Um, so I don't really talk a lot about my placements because, but I should, because a lot of people don't. They want to see, the results from the people they're learning from, but I don't talk about the placements. You might see that I might post about the placement and then I keep it moving. But as I'm learning, because I am still learning, as we all are, I'm also teaching. And for me, one of the best ways to learn is to teach. Gypsy Man Pro, thank you for tuning in. Get your tickets to Sync Music Success. It is going down today in about an hour at 12 noon. So definitely tap in. Comment SMS on any other post here on Instagram. If you are still on LinkedIn, I dropped the link on the YouTube, but if you need a link, let me know and I'll send the link. And hopefully that'll post. But I'll also have it in the description when I post this video. I'm going to end this in a couple minutes. If you have any last minute questions, let me know. As I'm trying to finalize this stuff for this conference. It's going to be dope. Yeah. I probably should save my voice because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and presenting over the next week. But I also want to make sure that you are understanding the value and the opportunities that are being offered through these conferences, like Sync Music Success, like the events that are be happening over the next few weeks. I want to make sure that you understand, because a lot of times I didn't understand. I was like, why do I got to pay for this? And then once you start going to them, it's like, oh, I get almost like a one-on-one connection with this music supervisor. Oh, they just drop their email. I can email them directly and say, hey, I was at this conference. I didn't know this is going to work like this, but here's some music for you to check out. Or they might tell you, hey, here's the exact way where you can join our library. Here's the exact way where you can get to the top of our list and pitch to these opportunities. And I don't think we had that. Definitely not before the pandemic. We didn't have a lot of that. So I think the pandemic opened a lot of these opportunities. At least for me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it opened a lot of these opportunities to be a part of these platforms, a part of these movements, and a part of these opportunities. So any last minute questions? Again, I will be getting out of here probably in about 2 minutes because I got to get ready to get ready. Get ready. But at noon today, Saturday, January 20th, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about an hour from now, we will be kicking off Sync Music Success. So definitely tap in. Last minute questions, ask them now. This video, I might leave it up on Instagram today, but then I'll probably take it down. But it will live on LinkedIn and YouTube. So even though people might watch it after the conference is done, you can still catch some of the gems that I dropped because I dropped some gems. So if you have any questions, last minute questions, ask now, forever hold your peace. And then we are going to get through this Sync Music Success Conference, and hopefully you all will get some gems from it. If you do attend, when you do attend, feel free to post on social media after today. Be like, yo, day one was incredible. Get your friends involved. I don't know if we have a way for people to just purchase day two tickets if they missed day one. I'll talk to the team about that. But yeah, definitely tap in. That's basically the summary of this long live. I'm about to get out of here. I'll probably leave this up on Instagram for a couple hours today, and then I'll take it down, and it'll live on LinkedIn and YouTube. Stay tuned. I might go live after the conference today with like a recap of the day was incredible. Either if I don't go live later today, maybe in the morning around the same time before day two kicks off. So stay tuned. Be safe and be well. See you at the Sync Music Success Conference. Get your tickets now. Use the code Success now to get a discount, and I will see you there. All right. Peace. Now let me figure out how to end the stream on all these channels. End stream.